Good morning. I hope that you had a great weekend. We had an awesome opportunity for people to worship in three different ways this week. Some came to the 8:30 service outside in their golf carts and lawn chairs. Others came to the 10 o'clock worship where we had places marked off for social distancing and people wore masks as we gathered together in the 10 o'clock service in the sanctuary. And then many of you decided to worship at home, which is a valid and a perfect way to worship, especially during times like this, because our concern is for you and we want you to feel safe and secure as you worship. We just thank you for joining us and being a part of that. This week as we begin, we look at our lectionary text, and in Genesis, we find a story of Isaac praying for his wife, Rebekah. Rebekah had not been able to conceive a child, and so Isaac prays for it, and then the very next thing we see, Rebekah conceives, and not only that, she has twins. And a bit of a twist on the story is that God gives her some information. One will be stronger, one will not, one will be crafty, one will not be as crafty like that, and ultimately God says the younger will bow down to the older, which was totally a twist, because in that day and time, no matter if it was just a second, the older maintained the birthright. But later on in the story, we find Esau, because he's hungry, selling his birthright to Jacob for bread and lentil stew. I think it'd have to be a really good steak for me, but anyway, he gave away his birthright for so little. But it's kind of a story about what Christianity is, the reality that the strong don't always prosper, the wise don't always understand faith. Women with difficulty wind up being fruitful and being the beginning of great nations. We see that the lost are found, the tainted are cleansed, the sick are healed, the arrogant are humbled, the guilty forgiven, the unlovable are loved. And that's why grace is so amazing. In this week's Disciplines, the author says, it's not because, but nevertheless. God's grace is not because we first loved Him. Regardless, nevertheless, even though we didn't first love God, God loved us. That's what 1 John 4:10 says, that while we were yet sinners, God loved us. I hope that you ponder that this week and think about all the things when we think we are lacking in some area. That's what grace is. God can give us the strength and the things that we need so that we can make a difference for Him. Look at ways in which you can be a difference maker for God as we go through this week. God bless you and have a wonderful day.